Sounds like I should have.
Hey, did you get a haircut?
Killed a few of them.
Hey, can we start?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mike, we're gonna, hi everybody. We're gonna call the meeting to order right on time. It's 6:30. We're all pooped. We're hoping to make it a short. You could probably make it real short if I just click. Okay, the meeting minutes. Read the meeting minutes? Okay, I'll make a motion, we accept the meeting minutes from the last meeting.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion on the meeting minutes?
No.
No? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
I will just add though, we did have a resident say we needed to amend the minutes of April 9th, and that resident was correct. Because those minutes do read that there was a letter from the Orford Road agent, and really it was a letter from a Dorchester resident. So,
It says it was a letter, it was actually an email.
well, the minutes say a letter was received from the former Orford Road agent. So just trying to.
Well, you want to put a report from the Orford Road agent was received by Bob Green?
Yeah, that should keep everybody happy, and that would correct those minutes.
Okay, well, I'll make that motion then.
And I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor? Or any discussion? Any more discussion? Okay. I approve that then.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do the manifest. And we didn't get any financials, huh? How come we didn't get any financials?
Well, you know what? I assume you guys got them, but you have to. We're not getting no. I ended up having a back and forth with Beth White, and you need to Google Sheets, and it comes right up. So I did get them all.
Oh,
But
okay.
I didn't end up getting them until about 4 o'clock. But we have to go looking for them. It seems like.
Oh, okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you
I didn't know that.
Google Sheets, it should, and then you put in your email address, it should come right up.
Okay, I'll do that. I wasn't too concerned about the financials this week because the manifest is only $10,000 this week, so there's nothing really significant here. And if you want to figure out how much money we have, all you got to do is subtract the 10,000 from what we had 2 weeks ago, because Cheryl's not here tonight either.
Right.
So we
The
won't
only thing with the financials is the new truck keeps coming out of the highway budget, and
Yeah.
it's not from the highway budget. So it seems that we should ask. I don't know where Beth should be putting that, but that $11,000 should be coming out of the 2005 $205,000 highway budget.
Well, as long as you know about it, it's all right.
Well, I guess my thought was, if people are looking at this, if residents are looking at this, with that $11,000 coming out of the budget, the highway budget, it makes it look like highway is over budget, when in fact, by my calculations at this point, they're $3,600 under budget.
Okay. Well, there's no place to put it, Maria.
Oh, there isn't?
No. Where are you going to put it? If you put it somewhere else, you're only going to throw off that line item also. So just leave it in highway. It's appropriate for highway anyhow. It's a highway truck, so, and you know about it, and if anybody's got a question, they can ask.
All right.
So anything else on the manifest?
No.
I thought Linda had said she billed the resident for the
I'll make a motion then that we accept the manifest list of payroll and expenditures for May 7th. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, any more discussion on this? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Do you guys see the electric bill for the highway?
I did.
I mean, I know I was a little stunned when I got my electric bill at my house.
Yeah.
So, but the electric bill for highway was really stunning, wasn't it? We got to do something about that. That's the block heaters.
Oh, and,
You
okay.
know, and March was a cold month.
Yeah.
For March, so
Yeah.
the heaters were running all
Right,
the time to keep those, or else they don't start.
right.
So we're gonna have to, for next year, that's over now, but for next year,
Yeah,
we're
let's,
gonna have to do something about, I think he kind of probably just routinely plugs those in.
right.
You know, whether he's gonna use the truck or not, they get plugged in, so we're gonna have to be more watchful
Yeah.
on whether it really needs to be used during the night, or,
Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's any kind of alternative that would use less energy, but still keep the blocks warm.
yeah,
I-
something that we have a wire to look into it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, but we're gonna
So that was
do
it.
something about
So,
that.
yeah, those things must draw just amazing amps.
Yeah,
Okay.
mm,
Yeah, the heating bills were.
yeah. Okay, so, moving right along here. There is no treasurer's report, right, Karen?
Not that I know of.
Okay. And there's a highway report. Dean sent me an email, he's under the weather, he doesn't feel well, so he didn't want to come tonight.
All right.
So I said, that's fine, I'll talk to him next week. And I
Okay.
know, looking at the meeting minutes, I was supposed to get together with Dean for a couple of things, and I didn't this past 2 weeks, but I will the beginning of next week.
Okay.
I'll get together with him and get those numbers that I wanted to get from him and so forth. I was gonna write something down for so anything about highway, anything you want to talk about road agents report?
We, not in this particular report.
I would be interested just, again, we had a resident expressing some concerns about highway. I guess I would just like to say, for the record, that, you know, no bureaucracy is being built at highway. There are no benefits for the part-time people that work at highway, which are Jimmy Gilbert and Cookie. And that in fact, Ricky had a week's vacation, and so Jim and Cookie filled in as needed while Rick was on vacation. And perhaps that could just stand as an answer to the residents' concerns. I don't know if you...
Okay, that sounds good to me. You good?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I drive by the road department almost every day, and I'm just not seeing a bureaucracy getting there, right? You know, I look and it's not, so.
So, just in case you're not aware of this, let me explain something about the road agent. The road agent, we used to have an elected road agent
Yeah.
until 2 years ago, right? Then the town voted to appoint a road agent. So whether the road agent is elected or he's appointed, it doesn't make any difference. He's still a public official.
Right.
He's not a town employee.
Mhm.
And the big difference between that is he's not subject to Dorchester's personnel policies.
Oh, I see, okay,
He's a public official.
okay,
He gets authority from the state
right,
through state statute.
right,
And the authority that he gets through state statute, the selectmen can't interfere with that.
I see.
That's-
You're right,
That's his authority. It's not ours.
okay,
Now, we have the authority to supervise him, right? But when they say that, they don't mean supervise like we're out there on the road or something. What they mean by supervise is we supervise his methods,
yeah,
his procedures. You know, we're not involved in the day-to-day activities of the road department.
right,
You know, that's, he has the statutory duty to build and maintain the roads, right? So when we get these emails about stop signs missing here, there's a pothole missing
all
there,
right,
you know, that's, the road agent takes care of that stuff, and that's, he maintains the roads the way he sees fit to maintain the roads.
how does this bear then on rectifying?
Could you speak up, Steve?
Yeah, I'm sorry. How, the fact that he's a public official then, or she for that matter, but how does that bear on rectifying the problems, any problems caused by a previous road agent? I.e. culverts.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I'm asking
Yeah.
philosophically, it's not.
Yeah, all
So-
right, yeah.
Because if we only have authority to supervise, but not, you know, direct, then I would guess, or I would assume that it's the road agent's discretion about what to do about things that happened in the past.
It should go to the road agent first.
Okay.
Yeah, and then people should go to the road agent first. If they can't get satisfaction,
Right.
then they can come to the select board and explain to the select board
Okay.
what they need, and they talk to the road agent, and the road agent said this, and that's not good enough.
Okay,
You
so,
know.
so that kind of stuff gets worked out through negotiation?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And actually, having brought up that subject, I know I mentioned in an email, Mary Ellen Kahn's driveway. This will be the third summer she will probably come to the select board asking for relief. I know she's come the previous 2 summers that I'm aware of. And we keep expressing sympathy for her situation, but, and that was the case where the town acted inappropriately, a town official, not the road agent, and, you know, it does seem to me when the town has broken something by the action of one of its officials, the town should make that right. It's unfortunate, it's, you know, the sins of the fathers being visited on the subsequent selectmen, but
Are you familiar with this?
No,
Okay.
no.
It's a long story.
Sounds like something like a backhoe was involved or something, you know.
Right, well, it's the driveway across the street from her house there.
Yeah.
I guess it was supposed to go someplace, and was the planning board or the historic commission or somebody told them that it had to go somewhere else, so where they put it in is right across from her bedroom.
Uh-huh.
A front bedroom in her house, and across the street, the driveway is a steep driveway. It should have never been approved because it's too great of a slope.
Yeah. Where is this?
Right up there, Church Gate Farm.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So you can take a ride by there, and when you get to her house, look to the left, and you see the driveway shooting right up. Now, nobody's built up there, so it hasn't been a problem, but she's concerned that when somebody's living up there in the springtime, there's gonna be ice,
Yeah, yeah.
and if there's like a delivery truck for oil coming down that driveway, might come right across the road and right into her house.
Okay.
Then, to make matters worse, just recently, in the past month, Dean was working up there. There was a plug culvert on Ennis's property next door, and he inadvertently swung around and hit Mary Ellen's stone wall there and did some damage. She doesn't know about it yet, but when she's going to notice when she gets here, she's going to ask what happened to the stone wall. I asked Dean to fix it, and he said he would, but he hasn't done it yet, and it's noticeable where he hit it. So.
Well,
But that should be a relatively easy fix.
I hope. I hope, yeah.
Well, I saw the picture. I mean, it's just a matter of moving some stuff.
Oh, I sent you a picture of it.
You sent a picture,
Oh,
or somebody did.
Oh, okay, yes, because I did
Yeah, I
take
saw the
pictures. I
picture.
forgot I sent a picture of it. So you saw it, okay.
I did, yeah.
Okay, so you're aware of it then. So,
well, I'm in agreement with Maria that damage caused by city officials really is the town's responsibility to fix ASAP, I think. So I'm sorry that this driveway issue has been kind of lingering for summer after summer. It'd be nice if we could get it nailed down and resolved this summer.
well, that involves moving the driveway.
No.
You know, it's a big operation
Well.
because you got to clear a new spot of land.
Right.
I've talked to the property owner. His name is a Wiki,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't care.
Okay.
Now, he doesn't care where the driveway is, but he's not going to pay
No,
to
of course
move
not.
it. That's what
No.
he's saying.
Right.
You know, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That he doesn't care. So basically, all we have to do is just put a bend in it, come halfway down, and then
Okay.
put a bend in it.
And then maybe do a little planting in the bottom
Yeah,
portion of it.
yeah, because we still got to clear some land out there. So, who wants to take the lead on this?
Well, I guess I can when I come back.
Oh, yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, because Mary Ellen will be, she usually comes up right after the 4th of July.
Okay.
So, all right, so we'll invite her to a meeting,
Sure.
and we'll discuss it at the meeting with her. How's that?
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, so what else on highway? Nothing?
Well, again, just to try to lay to rest any further concern. You know, there's a resident expressing concern about liability on Providence Road. And I did take it on myself to, the resident referenced the manual on uniform traffic control devices, which I took it on myself to look up. And Chapter 5A, Section 1, we are covered. When there's a bridge out, you need a sign at the corner of the road and the major intersection, which is 118. And we do have a sign up that the bridge is out. expensive fix, but the way I read the manual, we are already covered, and that is what Dean had said in his reply to the resident, that we're, you know, we're doing what is required.
Okay.
I think a second sign's not a bad idea, though.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, we could do that. And this has been an ongoing problem for a long time. I guess there's criminal mischief going on down there. And the state of New Hampshire comes and inspects our bridges.
Right.
You know, so they come and either last year or the year before, they came and told us the signs were missing. The sign that said for a one-way bridge or something. I don't know. One of the signs was missing. Anyway, we got a new sign, and we put the new sign up, and then he came back to check to make sure we had fixed it, and we got another letter from him, or a little more threatening because we hadn't fixed the problem. But what happened was, before he got back, the second sign was stolen also. You know, so I think we don't have any options here. We have to replace the signs.
Right.
So we'll continue to do that. I just hope that every time something like this is happening, that it's getting reported to the state police. And that's one of the things that I'll ask Dean also, because it always gets reported to the state police. You know, so maybe they can go down there.
Well, it would be important just to have a record of it, so
Yes, yes, it
Yeah.
would.
I'm wondering I mean, there are aluminum signs all over the state. They're all over the country, for that matter. So I wonder what other towns are doing to combat this theft problem of metal signs, if anything. I mean, I can't think of any great solution off the top of my head, but
in other places,
yeah, but you know, there's a lot of small towns like Dorchester that can't really afford to keep, you know, replacing signs. So I wonder if somebody's thought of a solution that would work for us.
Yeah.
Ask around.
Okay. Now that would be some information that would be useful to the town from that guy Ford, who was the district manager or something.
Yeah.
You know, something like that would be constructive, you know, rather than.
Yeah. It would also be interesting to find out if, and I suppose that he might know, or another DOT official might know, if these sign thefts are localized or if they are occurring in a broad area of New Hampshire, or you know, just in small towns with lots of hidden dark roads, or what. So, I don't know.
Well, maybe we should call that troop and
Yeah.
talk to them, or have somebody come by,
Yeah.
troopers, you know,
Yeah.
talk to them, ask them what we can do, with a shot.
Well, the next time I see the statey hiding down there,
You know.
waiting to nab all the speeders on that, I'll pull over.
Okay, that it for highway?
Yeah.
Okay. You all saw the email about the demerger of the involuntarily merged lots that Quentin Mack put in.
Yeah.
Okay, any discussion on that?
No.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna do some research on that because he said that we have a lot numbered wrong or something. There was something wrong with the lot, but, okay, I'll look into that.
Would we want to ask Sandy for clarification?
Clarification of
The problem, because I don't have the letter in front of me. I mean, I don't know if that would enable us to go forward tonight with,
well, I'm not sure how we handle it. I don't know if it's something that has to be voted on or anything, so let me look into it, see what we have to do.
I've got a copy of the regulations at home that indicate that that was illegal to do that, so I can provide that for you.
I don't think it should be a problem.
Oh, it's not, no, it's not. It just, we've asked for it for 2 years now, and that didn't get done, so now there's a time limit on it. And it happened to many different people. In fact, not only in this town, but other towns as well. When they changed a law, another law they changed about a road going, a road, and probably on the two sides of the road. In this case, that was a pre-existing individual lot. So that's why they cannot be merged. And that's, the confusion came from that.
Okay.
Other places as well.
Okay. We got to sign, anything?
Yes.
What's down here, Linda's got the hazardous mitigation plan. I thought we signed that last week, didn't we? Didn't we sign that, Cookie? Did we sign that?
You did, and that particular piece does not have to be done right now. June Garno has sent that to me, but she's waiting for final approval from FEMA, so we can hold off on that. I'll just take that
Okay.
back, Beth, if that's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Before we do that, sign that stuff, Cheryl's here. So Cheryl, you have you zip by the treasurer. So
I know, sorry, I was late. I was at a CE in Lebanon all day, so. Can I just sit and do my treasurer's report? I do have the bi-weekly treasurer's report, and the balance is on hand as of the last report. I'll just give a total, which includes the operating accounts all the way down to the Heritage and Conservation Fund, was $79,020.19. We have receipts of $12,955.15 and debits of $1,637.28, which leaves our balance on hand $90,338.06. This does not include for this, usually I do the manifest before I come to the meeting, but I was at CE all day, so I did not have a chance to do that, but our manifest is, I think 10,000. Yeah, so, I mean, we're fine, fine and dandy. Plus there was a large deposit that Darlene did that wasn't included in here as well. About 7,000
That
plus.
was the block grant money?
No, that was taxes.
Oh,
The block, all the block grant money is in here,
okay.
yeah. So, looks pretty good, actually, to me, for right now.
So we're pretty much on schedule.
Mhm.
But we're right on schedule. Now, we've got a school payment
June's
tonight.
coming,
That's gonna be 27,000. 27,000 for the school?
28, I think was
28.
last,
Other than that,
I think it's 28.
You know, about
Yeah.
50 grand, which should be pretty good. But you can see we're at 17% of the total appropriations comes into play.
Yeah.
Because it works out pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, 17%. And that's why I've been kind of emphasizing to everybody that next year, that 17% is going to go up. We're going to have to find some money somewhere to get that up to where it has to be. I don't know where it has to be. We won't find that out until they set the tax rate in October.
Right.
And then we'll find out how much we should have in there when we start next year.
Okay.
We should be at 17%. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So what do we have, intents to cut that?
Yes.
Okay, next Wednesday, I'm meeting with Jason from CNMP. He's the fellow that goes around and does the pickups.
Right.
I'm meeting with him at 8:30 Wednesday morning, and at 10 o'clock Wednesday, I'm meeting with Mr. and Mrs. Rhodes, along with you, the chair. So if either of you would like to attend, let me know by Monday, because it would have to be posted.
Okay. So
I
it's,
will still be on baby duty.
so that's 8:30 Wednesday at the town office, yeah, and then 10 to
At 10 o'clock, yeah.
Wednesday. Okay. All right.
So.
All right, let me
Monday.
look at my calendar.
Okay.
I'm all screwed up because of the annual meeting of the organization that we're on Saturday, so.
Oh,
Yeah. It's-
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That involves a recap. That's
All
fine.
right, just let me know.
All right, I will. I'd like to be there, but I have to check my calendar.
Okay. And we were notified by New Hampshire Electric Co-op that they're going to be spraying an herbicide
Yeah.
on power lines. Then Dorchester was on the list, so we'll take it and we'll post the letter on our website. Maybe we should post it on the bulletin boards too,
I think that's a good idea.
so people can read it themselves rather than us sign
Right.
it.
Do we have?
If I could just, since you brought it up,
Yeah.
for the people that are there, that are at the meeting, the MSDS in this chemical, which is Garlon 4 Ultra, under environmental hazards, it says, the use of this chemical in areas where soils are permeable, particularly where the water table is shallow, may result in groundwater contamination. That just seems like that would exclude Dorchester, but I know my husband Bob called and spoke to the gentleman, who was very nice, and what they're doing is applying this to deciduous and coniferous stumps, and so they're claiming it will be so it's right there in black and white, and there are certainly a number of dug wells in Dorchester. I believe every landowner is going to get a letter as they come through, and will have the option to opt out of having the power line sprayed.
Oh,
okay, all
I
right.
didn't know that.
So that's at least gives people some control.
Oh, good. That wasn't in the letter, was it?
I didn't see
I
that.
didn't see.
My husband Bob had called and spoken to the guy from Vegetation Control Services, and he said that all the butters would be notified, and there would be a coupon which they would have to return in order to opt out of the spraying.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay. All right, so we should post that, right? You think we should post it on the website?
I think we should make it clear though, because it's not clear in the document that we got from the co-op. I think we should make it clear on the website though that people can opt out of this. Property owners can opt out of it.
Yeah, we might want to, I could email it to you or you guys. There's a gentleman who's the contact.
Okay.
So people could call him and talk to him and, get further information if they wanted to. I can send his contact.
I'm just thinking that in an instance like this, I mean, I realize that the property owners will also receive letters, but I don't think you can let people know in too many ways what their choices are. I mean, so,
Let's put it on the website. We'll
Yeah.
put the contact in.
I think that's good.
Okay. Okay, Marie, you okay with that?
That's great.
Okay. All right, I think that's all I have for tonight.
Do we have to address the procedural defect meeting mentioned by Shelley Galarno?
No, I'm in consultation with Laura right now about that.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be a pain in the neck.
yeah, it sure would. I've gone back over the annual report, and what's missing there is the budget is there.
Right.
What's missing is the estimated revenues. Estimated revenues are on the MS6 forms,
Right.
and we were mainly concerned with the budget.
Right.
So that's what we use the old MS6 form for. So, it's kind of trivial, I think.
Yeah.
Especially in light of the fact that revenues we just guess. We just guess at the revenues, and in October, just before they set the tax rate, they send us the MS4, it's called, which asks us if we want to make any adjustments to the revenues. All right?
Right.
So why are the revenues so binding at this point? And Linda and I filled out the MS6 too, online, after the town meeting. But they're saying that it had to be in the annual report.
Right.
In some form or another. Because, I think we used the old MS6 form because at the time we had the public hearing on the budget, I don't think the state had the new form available.
Right.
Or if they had the new form available, they didn't have the portals set up.
Right.
So.
Well, it does seem like a very big hoop for a minor.
It does.
A minor defect.
It does. Considering they should take into consideration the whole process was new this year. There's a new way of doing it this year, and all the forms were new. And they didn't even have their own forms ready on time, and now they're kind of holding our feet to the fire on it.
Right.
So,
Well, yeah, I hope Laura can come up, come up with an alternative where, Shelley would be agreeable to just,
yeah, I don't know if it's in Shelley's hands now. It might be out of her hands, so.
uh-huh,
So, I don't know, we'll wait and see. I
okay,
got back from Laura, email back from her. She said something about, well, if you use the old MS6 form, I can certainly do something about that, because your intention is there. So, but then when I went back and looked through the annual report, I saw that we just had the expenditure side, the budget side of the MS6 in there and not the revenue side. So the people didn't get the opportunity to see what we guessed on what the revenues would be. It's not really important to us because every year we put down the same thing. Basically, the only thing we change is like the motor vehicles.
Right.
We put, what we got last year, we put what we're gonna get next year, and every year it's just for land use change tax and timber tax, we just put $2,000 every year. Because we don't want to overestimate and not get it.
Right.
So I'll let you know. I'll be hearing from Laura probably tomorrow about that. If we have to do it, it's going to be a real pain in the neck because we have to treat it like the town meeting.
right,
It's just that there's only one article.
right.
Do you agree? Yeah, one article. Do you agree with the results of the annual town meeting in March? To that effect, and that's it. But everybody's got the moderator has to moderate it. The supervisors of the checklist have to be there. It has to be set up and posted and put in the newspaper, just like an annual report.
Yeah, so it's a lot of expense and time.
It is. It's a lot of expense for the town. Yeah. So.
For a meeting that's going to last 5 minutes.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
There's only one thing to talk about.
Unless, of course, we have great pastries, and it lasts a little longer.
So, okay, what else?
Last week I was at a meeting that Rick Evans, our town forester, was also attending, and afterwards he kind of nudged me and said that he's still waiting for guidance about what we would like him to do with regard to the current use issues that we met about when I was back in early April. So anyway, just a note, and I'm going to see him again on Saturday, so I'll tell him that I brought it up here.
Okay. Tell them we really don't have the money to do anything.
Okay.
I mean, it's, we
Yeah, I
require.
thought we had let him know that.
Yeah, I thought, yeah. Well, he told us that. He brought it up, said you guys probably don't have much of a budget. So it's something that we probably won't do unless Sam Green holds our feet to the fire on it and forces us to do something.
Okay.
Then we'll probably do something.
All right.
But it's expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of work to do because it hasn't been done correctly for a lot of years. And there's a lot of records that are missing, and
It seems like a lot longer than a weekend project sorting through all that stuff, too.
it does.
It's kind of amazing.
It does. We have to start that at some point.
Yeah, I know.
We have to at least give it a start. I was hoping maybe that Linda would jump in there during the summertime now, because things are kind of slow
Yeah.
in the summer, so maybe she can get in there and look and see. I mean, there's a lot of old financial records in there that we can throw away. Another thing that I have to do is have a records retention committee meeting. And one of the things that we can do during that meeting is change the retention time for how long we have to hold on to our financials, which is most of the stuff that's down there.
Right, right.
You know, I don't know how long ago they did it, but originally the town of Dorchester, you have to retain the records for as long as the state tells you you have to retain them. If you want to retain them longer, you can't. The town of Dorchester, at one time, they voted to retain their financial records, which the state requires 7 years. Dorchester voted to do that. Well, permanent.
Just the,
You know, so we can change that, and if we can change it to 7 years, then we can, there's a lot of records there that we can destroy, I think.
does the state law stipulate what form those records have to be in? Do they have to be in hard copy paper, or can they be electronic?
They do stipulate,
Okay.
yes, and they do have to be in hard copy.
Okay. I was just thinking that if we could digitize some of the stuff, it makes us searchable.
Yeah, well, we can do that. You know, but still, they want that hard copy. So-
All right.
So I'll be doing that sometime this summer, setting up that.
If you wait till I come back, I'd be glad to help with that.
Okay. All right. So they have like, there's a chapter that deals with it
Okay.
in the state statutes.
Okay.
It's very helpful though to have a meeting because the town clerk's involved and the treasurer's involved and the assessor is involved, that's a selectman.
Yeah.
And then one other person who the selectman designate, which is usually the administrative assistant. So you kind of all get together and you can try to organize the office.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, we started a spreadsheet where we have a listing of what the record is and who's responsible for maintaining it and where it's located.
Yeah.
In the office, what file cabinet, what drawer number. Before we did that, there was nothing. You know, you had, if you needed to find a record, you were kind of on your own to just start going through the office looking anywhere and everywhere. Except that the town clerk had her stuff that she uses every day, kind of right there. But the selectmen, they're assessing records and
Oh.
a mess. It was pretty messy. So, but we'll do a little more work on that this summer, and hopefully we can make some progress. I see the sign is down. The sign at the town office
Oh, yeah.
is gone, so I guess it's being repaired.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It did make us kind of look like dog crashed over.
oh, and I told Dean to order a dumpster. So he said he would. So we're going to be getting a dumpster soon that's going to be delivered to the property on the corner of 118, which is the town property.
Okay, okay. All right,
It's
great.
up to say, you
Yeah.
probably noticed it,
Oh, yeah.
it looks terrible.
Are we gonna kind of have a clean?
Where's the dumpster gonna be?
The Bloom
Oh,
property.
Blue's property, yep.
Mhm.
Are we gonna have a designated cleanup day?
I was hoping to do that, maybe we try to
volunteers.
get a volunteer day or something.
That'd be
to
great.
get up there.
Yeah, Okay.
Because I haven't been in the house, I don't even know what's in the house. There could be
Make it after May 30th.
Okay, well, I told him to get the dumpster, if he gets the dumpster earlier, then
Okay.
you're gonna have to send your daughter, I guess. Get your spot.
Thanks, Mom.
We can run it down. She's stronger than I am.
Well, she can handle that old refrigerator.
yeah,
We took, we sold a piece of property that the town took by tax deed down on River Road 2 or 3 years ago, right? And we went in there and the town took it by tax deed, a good, probably 5 years before that, right? And we walked in there and everything was still in there.
Oh, yeah.
And the refrigerator still had the food in there from 5 years ago. Yeah.
But the power had been off. I mean, the refrigerator wasn't running for 5 years, right?
So we'll see what's up here.
Yeah, we might have to rent some hazmat suits.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
You know, who knows what's there. So we'll find out. So, but that would be a nice piece of property to sell
Yeah,
next year.
yeah.
So we should get it cleaned up.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Improve the curb appeal, as they say.
yeah. Yeah. And so we're cleaning up some eyesores on 118. We had got the Cody place that they burnt down.
Yeah,
It took us a while to get him to do that,
yeah.
but he did it. So we got this. There's another place on 118 that way, and that piece of property is coming up for tax deed
Oh, really?
now also. So we might get it, but it was on the list last year, though, also. The taxes got paid at the last minute, on the last day. So if we got that, we can clean that one up too. That would make a big improvement on 118 corridor, going through Dorchester.
Yeah.
Those 3 properties cleaned up.
That'd be, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
A lot of work involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Okay, anything else? No?
That's all I have.
Okay, I'll open it to the public then for comments and statements, any events or anything coming up?
I have a community baby shower, May 16th, here at the hall. And that's for helping out local mothers in need.
Okay.
And May 25th, Memorial Day, we'll be doing the memorial service out here for the veterans and having our range bake-off. And whoever comes can judge. That's at 10 a.m.
On the 25th?
on the 25th.
Can I just ask on the driveway issue, not to downplay that lady's issue that she has, is there a specific, like, building code violation or something with that driveway, or was it like a case of after it was put in, man, that seems like a bad idea?
It violates our driveway regulations.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? Who
Sure.
approved the driveway? Was it the town or the state?
Huh?
Who approved the driveway permit, the town or the state? I'm not, because
The
living
town.
on 118, we only deal with the
The
state.
town did.
Okay. All right. That answers my question. I should fix it. I have another question as far as the signs on Province Road and I'm thinking there's one sign there that says bridge out, you said another sign was missing, or the second bridge is out?
The second.
We're
bridge-
concerned
the
with
second bridge is
liability
actually
for the
out.
town, is that what it is, or what's and how much do the signs cost, I guess?
Yeah.
How much do we know?
Yeah, we know, but we forget.
Do you know? How much would a sign cost?
How much was it?
How much
First
is
time.
all the signage that got stolen last year after we put it all up? It had to be over $500.
Well, how much is one sign to put that separate
The type of
sign?
sign.
Well, bridge out sign
The
would
bridge
probably
out
be
signs are the big ones, and they're probably at least about $100 to $150.
Can you speak up, Cookie?
They're about $100, $150, don't quote me on it, but they come from the state prison sign shop.
Penitentiary, the convicts make them.
Yes.
I know ethically, that would be a good idea, but I will tell you, from my fall in Canaan on a town property, which got me an MRI and on all sorts of medications and out of work for 2 weeks, that the towns are not responsible for anybody getting hurt on town property, which you probably already know. Just want to throw that out there. I mean, I feel if there's one sign that says bridge is out and they continue to go beyond that, that's,
Yeah,
You know,
but don't you
that's-
think that
that's all.
seems confusing if there's two bridges? Like, I think that sounds confusing.
well, is the
If
first
there's-
bridge out?
No,
No,
but
it's the
because
second
it's coming
bridge
off,
that's
because
out.
it's coming off a major highway, we have to post that there's a bridge out.
Okay.
So
they
that
go
they
by the
cross
first
that one,
bridge
and
they
then
say,
you could
okay.
potentially,
Okay.
you know, and
I
I
was-
haven't been out there, so I don't
Yeah.
know, but
That
just,
was
you know,
clear.
speaking of somebody that doesn't have awesome night vision, all that good stuff, so, you know, I was thinking of like older folks and whatever, you know, somebody gets out on a road in the wrong direction, whatever, maybe you don't see
Right.
that a bridge is out, but you would see a sign. I don't know. I mean, you know, it's a pain in the butt. We could, you know, maybe start checking every teenager's bedroom. But I mean, if you have teenagers in your town, chances are you're gonna have sign theft. That's just the way it goes.
Right.
But, you know, and it's a pain in the butt and it's expensive, but yeah, I think that that's.
To get to the bridge, you would have to literally drive around the barriers there.
Oh,
So there's
okay.
already barriers.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh,
well, then, why,
Well, yeah.
why would we need to put a sign?
Oh, okay, oh, there's barriers in front of you?
Yeah, so
Well,
my
yeah,
opinion
and
is,
that's-
I don't.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, that's different. We didn't discuss that earlier. It was
All right,
just like,
well, if
bridge
that's
and-
the case, then if somebody wants to, you know, drive over the barriers,
then
Yes,
that's-
and that's
they
on
can,
that,
they
right.
can get.
Well, the concern was about the all-terrain vehicles.
Well, that's a whole different story.
They go around
Yeah.
And.
Yeah,
there.
but if you go around a barrier, obviously the barrier is
There
Yeah.
for-
That's not-
preventing you from
Yeah,
going around. So if you go around the barrier, you're at your own risk.
right.
Right. So, but we have the select board acts legally. We do what we legally are responsible to do. We have to have a sign there, we'll have a sign. And if they steal it, we'll put up another one. You don't get these signs right away either. You gotta wait for these signs. I mean, you order them and you could wait a few months, right?
You can,
Yeah, before they deliver the sign to you, so.
depends on what they have. It's a busy time of year for signs.
Was that what we were deciding then, whether or not we were legally responsible to put up a sign? Because now the discussion's kind of going in another direction, saying, yes, we are responsible to have a sign. So do we need one or don't we? Because I thought that was the
I
original.
think they said they were going to put one, but having a personal experience,
Yeah, okay.
I was just kind of expressing
Yeah, okay.
my concern
We do what
with another
we
town.
are legally required to do.
Right, and so what you, so you don't know what you're legally required to do,
No,
or you do?
it has to be.
Right now, legally, we are covered because we have a sign at 118.
Okay, so then it was just a debate whether or not you wanted to do a second sign.
Right.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to
Right,
figure
right,
out. Okay.
And I don't think, if we have barriers in front of the bridge that's up, then I don't think we need to.
Right.
Because
Well,
it'll just get stolen again.
Yeah, no one's gonna go
Signs
racing
now,
over those barriers
signs
at 80
too.
miles an hour and wind up in the.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly
Yeah.
If there's
obvious
barriers,
that it's
yeah.
not a way to go through, then that's on you at that stage.
The
Well, the
Groton
travel
end
way,
of
that's
town,
the-
the Groton end of Province Road also has a sign saying the porch is out in Dorchester.
Okay.
Oh, they do, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Could you speak up, Karen?
Huh?
Groton has a sign that says the bridge is out in Dorchester.
Okay.
So if you come from the other way,
Yeah.
from Groton, they're notified coming that way also.
That you can't go all the way
That you
through.
can't get through.
Okay.
So we were kind of hoping when Groton got that windfall for the wind turbines, that they might fix the bridge.
Yeah, but it's in Dorchester, it's not in Groton.
Sherman,
Yeah.
I have another question for you as far as the records retention.
Yeah.
And maybe we can, you know, we'll talk about it more when we actually meet about it, but just one, it's as far as retaining versus enforcing. Like, if we're having records that the state is only requiring us to retain records, say, 5 years back, why would we keep anything beyond that if we can't go back and say, oh, here's something that somebody missed, you know, somebody still owes $5,000 in back taxes and it's 10 years back. If we can't enforce something that's beyond what they're requiring us to retain, should we just, like, really clean house? Just get rid of everything from 7 years and beyond, get rid of it. I mean, why
Well,
keep
each
it?
record has its own retention schedule.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, for if, you know, we'll need to define that.
And
To
but a lot
decide.
of the records the state requires
Mhm.
permanent.
Oh, yes.
So you gotta
Oh,
keep.
permanently?
Yeah,
Right.
permanent. Most of them are permanent. Some are 5 years, 10
In
years.
paper form.
Yeah.
Would that require us having an alternative location to store them, or what happens if the building burns down?
It has happened.
Yeah, I mean, for instance. I know Steve asked, could they be in digital form, and, you know, that's, I guess these are some of the things we need to, as a backup, for instance, or do we have to pay to have them stored someplace that's fireproof or what have you?
We have our safest fireproof. And our important records, like our town meeting reports and everything, are in the safe
Forever.
forever.
From the town starting.
How big is that thing?
Whoa. They must be typed in a room.
Until it gets pulled up.
Until it gets filled, it's a big safe. And we did have some fireproof cabinets, filing cabinets, and we were broken into 2 years ago. And they tried to get into those filing cabinets with a crowbar, you remember, Darlene, right? They couldn't get in, right?
No, but they damaged one
But
of
they
them.
damaged the filing cabinets, and they're very expensive.
So
And
just
I don't
don't
think it's
fireproof anymore?
Fireproof anymore, but yeah, we're supposed to have fireproof cabinets. So, yeah, it's something that we'll talk about.
Okay.
There's a whole chapter, I forget what it is, on record retention. So we should probably.
I have a
review.
part of it, it's in my file cabinet that we were,
Oh, really?
when we originally started talking about it, but,
Oh,
that's fine, we just need to decide when to meet, I guess.
okay. So we'll do that sometime this summer. Okay. What else? That's it? Okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?